Good job keeping the top hat on. Truly a master of stealth. Stealth 100. It appears we've managed to elude them, but what now? We can't stay here. They're bound to find us sooner or later. Let's move elsewhere. If we keep to the back streets, we should be able to reach the square without being seen. Follow me. Okay, we're in your hands. Come on, this way, and keep quiet. Zip. Zip. Bijoom. Bijoom. Into the house. That was rather too close for comfort. It seems you rescued us this time. It was nothing. I'm just glad you were both able to get away safely. But what are you both doing here in Labyrinthia? We'd like to ask you the same question. What about you, Espella? What happened after we were separated in London? I remember you jumping aboard that cargo vessel. Did you have any trouble getting away? Well, Easy now, Luke. We mustn't bombard Espella with questions like that. She might tell us what's going on. No, I'm the one who should apologize. I'm afraid it's just not very clear. You have no reason to apologize, Espella. But when you say it's not very clear, what do you mean precisely? Well, to be honest, I seem to be unable to clearly recall what happened. Now that's how you know you're in a Phoenix Wright game. Oh, I just remembered after you pointed out that I was lying. Now I remember the real truth. At any rate, I'm relieved to see you're all right now. Yes, I am. Thanks to you both. It's good we could meet again like this. I'm so happy to see you here. Too right. We're both very happy too, aren't we, Professor? We certainly are, Luke. Let me guess. You both came here to solve the puzzles of Labyrinthia, didn't you? Well, yes, something like that. Right, Professor? Actually, the truth of the matter is we don't really know why we're here. Eh? It seems as if, well, it's almost as if we've been stuck right into that book's story. Sucked into the story? If it's okay with you, Espella, I'd like to ask some questions about Labyrinthia. We can't really settle down here for a chat, can we? Those knights might find us again. We'll need somewhere to lie low for a while. Ah, I know. If it's all right with you two. Yes. For now, Mrs. Eclair, the local bread maker, is kindly putting me up in her shop. If you don't mind, you're welcome to come to my room. Hey now. I'm afraid it's only a little attic room, so it's a little small. Really? I mean, are you sure that's okay? If they were to find us there, wouldn't that mean trouble for everyone at the shop? Not at all. You shouldn't even think like that. After all, it was you two who rescued me in London, wasn't it? So, if there's anything I can do, you must let me help in whatever way I can. Espella. Thank you. Allow us to graciously accept your kind offer. Okay. Let's make our way there while keeping an eye out for those knights and any puzzles. Bakery on the eastern side of town. But first... Oh, nope. Oh, this has been updated? Is that a picture of the knight guy with his helmet off? We haven't seen that before. The town of Labyrinthia is a mysterious place of witches and witchcraft where everything written by the storyteller becomes reality. Labyrinthia is a world in which the people live in fear of witches and witchcraft and where knights are their only protection. Very well. Go to the bakery? I refuse. There might be a puzzle here. Ah, we're here. This is the bakery. Alright, I'll be right back. One sec. better. I can smell the bread baking. There are some excellent bakers working here. Come on, I'll introduce you. Oh, I already did his story. Oh, actually, I guess this was somewhat even though there was no puzzle, there was actually some story there, but I kind of skipped it. Have you come to buy bread again today? I think there's some freshly baked bread about to come out of the oven. Ah, yes, maybe I'll do that. Thanks, Isabella. Hmm? Why was that curious? Ah, Professor, it's the smell of freshly baked bread. Indeed, Luke. It's certainly whetting my appetite. I bet the staff here are really talented.
Our bakery uses only the finest ingredients. Upper-crust goods for not-much dough.
I wasn't expecting that. Well done. Well done. I was waiting to see when we would finally cross over, and here it is. Phoenix Wright, Ace Baker.
Talented and highly enthusiastic, it seems.
He's kneading the dough pretty hard, isn't he?
I would rather like the motion to pounding myself.
Oh, Mr. Wright, these gentlemen are customers. They're my friends.
Oh, really?
Hey, Isabella. Welcome home.
Okay.
Hello, Maya. Where's Aunt Patty?
The boss? She's gone to the market. She should be back at any time now. Sorry about Nick here. He didn't realize you weren't customers.
Not at all. There's nothing wrong with such sincere dedication to one's job.
Mr. Wright, Maya, meet my friends, Mr. Layton and Luke.
A pleasure. My name is Herschel Layton.
And I'm Luke Triton. Nice to meet you.
I'm Maya Fay. And this is Nick, my assistant baker.
Phoenix Wright, pleased to meet you. How come I'm the assistant?
Mr. Phoenix Wright and Miss Maya Fay. Somehow not quite the kind of names I'd expect to hear around here. They sound so Japanese. They sound so Japanifornian. Wait, must be going on 5 years. Wait, they've been here for 5 years. What? What? Oh, no, she's experienced. Maybe not. Did they get their memories overwritten? What's going on here? I suppose it must be. Say, you know what? Seeing as you're both friends of Isabella, I think we can give you guys a little something. On the house, of course. Wow, really? Sure, why not? I actually just took some freshly baked walnut bread out of the oven, so... Cool, so that's what that great smell is. I bet it's delicious. If you think the scent is good, you should try tasting it. You too, Mr. Layton. It's so good it'll knock your hat off. I'd be delighted to. That's most kind of you. Well, that's that then. Go ahead and help yourselves.
Take that!
Our bakery uses only the finest walnuts. You'll go nuts for our walnut bread. How many times do I gotta tell you, Nick? You're supposed to say, here's your order. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. I don't know why, but I just get the urge to point and shout like that sometimes. Bad, Nick. Bad. You can't keep shouting at the customers like that. The boss will be all over you like butter on toast. Ugh. That baker, he's quite a character, isn't he, Professor? Yes, indeed. There's something curious about both of them. They both seem somehow out of place in this world. Most intriguing. My room is upstairs. We can get there from behind the counter. Feel free to take something to eat. No! Now Maya is crying. Why? What did we do? She seems to be upset about something. Let's ask her if there's anything we can do to help. Right you are, Professor. Sorry if I came across as rude earlier. Please, pay it no thought. It's just that sometimes I get carried away when I'm pounding the dough like that. Well, it was kind of surprising to hear a big thump like that, even if you were just kneading the dough. And when you said, "Take that," my heart nearly stopped. When I bake great bread, I guess I just feel the need to present it to the customer like that. It's just what I always wanted. A puzzle. A bread puzzle. It's these loaves of bread, and after I'd arranged them all so nicely, too. Grr, it's all Nick's fault. His pounding messed everything up. Oh, she's doing the little pout. Me, but I was only kneading the dough. What am I going to do? I have to fix this before the boss gets back. Ah, a plot-relevant puzzle. We're going to advance the plot by arranging bread. Very good. You could try to show a little restraint sometimes, you know. Not at all. Helping those in need is the duty of any true gentleman. Not only that, but if we all chip in and help, we'll soon have it sorted out. However, I don't want anyone helping. No helpers. Exclamation point hide. Use your loaf. 40 picarats, too easy. Make it even harder. The neatly placed loaves of bread on display at the front of the bakery were thrown this way. An extra loaf managed to make its way along the branch. Take a look at the picture on the top screen and find the extra loaf of bread. Place it in your basket once you found it. Okay, so, like, this one right here is correct. It's got the lemon and... or orange, maybe? Yeah, orange and blueberry? Is that what you put on bread? There's that one. Oh, no, I see. Okay. There's 4 of them. Hold on. There's 4 of them with oranges. One of them is going to be over there with that one on top. That one goes there. This one goes the wrong way. one goes there. No, I see. This one goes up here because this one, even though the last one is hidden, must be up here. No? Am I missing an orange? There's 5 oranges. There we go. That's the problem. So this seems to be the odd one out. I'm not going to submit it just yet. Let's... this, like this. No, these are the wrong way. It's this one. Okay, how does this look? This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. This, and this, and this, and this. Slash, this. This is the extra.
Don't worry. Leave this one to me.
Boom!
Can you let me do the next one too?
Now that's using your loaf. Perfect. That's exactly how they were before. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks. You really saved my bacon. It's no more than any young English gentleman would do. You said English? What's that? And where have I heard it before? Hey, Maya, the boss is back. Hello, everyone. Just as I was wondering what the commotion was all about, I see you're back, Espella. Welcome home, Aunt Patty. Were Maya and Phoenix doing a proper job of minding the shop while I was gone? Of course we did. Naturally, you know you can count on us. They may be calling her boss, but she seems like such a warm and friendly person. She certainly does, Luke, and she has a heartwarming smile, too. Oh, such flattery. You're just trying to make me blush. By the way, Espella, are these 2 gentlemen customers of ours? These 2 are friends of mine. They kindly helped me out once in the past. I was so happy to see them again that I invited them here. Pleased to meet you, madam. My name's Herschel Layton, and I'm Luke Triton, the professor's apprentice. Is that so? It seems Espella is indebted to you both, so it's certainly a pleasure to meet you both. As a thank you from me for helping Espella, please feel free to stay as long as you like. We just happen to have an empty room that you're welcome to use if you wish. Thank you for your kind offer, madam. Ah, yes, I imagine you must both be feeling hungry. Well, actually, I'm more than a little peckish. In that case, let me offer you something special. My very own creation. Wonderful, and that face baked onto the surface, that's just what I wanted to eat. Bread with a smiley face on it. Yes, I'm proud of it. I use a secret technique to make it extra fluffy. Only the best for our guests. This is great. Still, we don't have a whole lot else to offer, only bread. Ta-da! I mean... Hey, Espella, Shouldn't you show our guests to their room? Let's just forget the bread. Forget the bread? I mean... Mr. Layton, Luke, let's go upstairs now. Huh? What's going on? Just trust me, come on. Only bread? Forget the bread? What kind of attitude is that? You really expect to become fully fledged bakers one day when you with this half-baked attitude? I'll throw you in the oven. Whoa, that's not okay. That's not okay at all. We won't be able to identify the body. We won't be able to perform an autopsy. We won't be able to say that it's really them in blue. I didn't expect that. I'm sorry. She's usually so kind and gentle. But when it comes to bread, I suppose it shows how dedicated to her... Yeah, no, that's not what that means. It means she's crazy. It must be fun to live in such a lively place. Yeah, I would love that. I would love to not be able to say anything even neutral about bread without being thrown into an oven. It's thanks to them that I enjoy living here as much as I do. Mrs. Eclair is always so cheerful. I know, that's what you do to witches. Hansel and Gretel. You lure the witch into the oven and push her in. And Maya and Mr. Wright are so energetic. Maya especially. It's certainly an interesting group, particularly those two. But Estella, what about your family? It's a bit complicated. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. There's a cat. Meow. Ah, Eve. Meow. What's the matter, Eve? Are you hungry? Sorry, it's my cat. It must be supper time. I see. Please go ahead. Don't mind us. Meow. So Espella has a pet cat. Its name is Eve, huh? A finely groomed black cat, I must say. I'm sure Espella takes excellent care of it. She feeds it coins. She feeds it hint coins. That's terrible. You have to let the cat learn how to do puzzles on its own. It's such a cute cat. So well-behaved and clever, too. I don't think I've ever met a clever cat. Nor, let's be honest, a well-behaved cat. Doesn't happen. Eve is a real friend. Also not true of cats. Meow. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Mr. Layton, you wanted to ask me something, didn't you? What was it that you wanted to know? Well, there are a few things. Perhaps I'd better ask them one at a time. It may take a little while if you can spare the time. Thank you, Espella. Well then, first off... Could you tell us again what happened between the time we were separated in London and your returning to Labyrinthia? You said you can't clearly recall what happened to you. Is that right? No, I can't. When I came to, I was back here in Labyrinthia. I can remember everything up until I boarded that cargo ship. But after that, I just can't seem to remember how I got back here. It seems the townfolk didn't even notice that I'd been away. I almost thought the whole thing must have been a dream. Until the two of you appeared here in Labyrinthia. It seems I wasn't dreaming after all. Yes, indeed, it all really did happen. You came to my office, and then the witch came for you. So does that mean that the witch brought Espella back to Labyrinthia? Well, I suppose so, but why was I in London in the first place? Eh? Why did I meet you two gentlemen, and why was the witch after me? I just can't seem to remember why. Espella, you and Carmine were running away from the witches, weren't you? Carmine? Do you mean to say you don't remember being in London with Carmine? Or no, wait, it's Carmine. You must solve puzzles here so that we may solve in another world. Hopefully somebody will ask me to do another puzzle soon. I think, yeah, it was Carmina, what was his last name? Fettuccine or something. Carmina took me with him and tried to escape? Oh no! Why isn't it didn't work. This should come as no surprise. Hang on. Wait. Is it not here at all? What's going on? Okay, I apologize for missing the alert. Why? Yeah. How did the sound play? It wasn't even.
Do it if you're watching. If you.
Okay, there's a blind umpire host.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Do it if you're leering at me. It's creepy.
Tatsumaki does mean to whirl. Why? Hold on. That's so weird. What? Can I do this? Okay. I was able to replay it. Should it be larger? I feel like it should be larger. I'll make it larger just in case. Okay. Very good. Hello to Blind Umpire, and thank you, Serp, for the 8 months. That's awesome. I still don't know, how did OBS know to play it if I hadn't added it to this source? But now it has been added, so I'm glad. I'm sorry, I do have a vague memory of Carmina, but why was I in London? I just can't seem to remember. Now I'll ask about her memories. Oh, Blind, I meant to mention 2 things, actually. One, you know the Final Fantasy 15 crossover event is happening right now. I didn't have any problems doing they have you do 2 instances, but I had read from the forums that there are a lot of people expressing. People seem to be pretty divided. Like, there are some people that are saying, like, oh, I keep doing the fight and failing. And then there are other people who are like, if you fail this fight, there's no excuse. Because they, like, it's just, there's mechanics in there that they force you to do. And so people are like, no matter what, Square, don't make it any easier. You do have to follow the instructions in the fight. Otherwise, you do lose. And because people don't necessarily know the mechanics, there seem to be, like, more than usual, people coming out and saying, hey, I just can't seem to beat this event because I'm not a healer, and Noctis keeps taking a bunch of damage. And there are a lot of people really pushing back, like, no, if he's taking any damage at all, it's because there's a mechanic that's not being done properly. It might, if you were going to try that event, I would definitely look up a video first of somebody else doing it, or maybe somebody even posted, like, an explanation video that's like, when you see this happen, you have to do this, because it takes some. That's right. I mean, to some extent, it is just, he says, here's what you have to do, and then you have to do it. But if you're just seeing it for the first time, it could be confusing. Or even, like, the pillars. The first time a pillar shows up, he just says, what's that? And it's kind of up to you to know from previous experience in various fights that when there's a pillar, somebody has to go stand in it in order to avoid damage hitting everyone. Oh, no, it's not Stormblood only. As long as you've beaten Realm Reborn 2.0, you can do it. After you finish that storyline, the car, the Noctis's car, becomes available in Gold Saucer. It's only available for purchase during the event, which is going on for another 5 or 6 weeks, and it costs 200,000 MGP, which sounds like a lot, but if you actually just do nothing but the fashion report once a week, that's 60,000 right there, so... But anyway, I wanted to let you know that if you were going to try doing the event, because I know that some of the solo instances have given you trouble in the past, it's very much mandatory that you do every part of the fight correctly. It's not too hard to do it, but you need to know what to do, and you need to do it correctly. Otherwise... Yeah, I've only seen a tiny bit of 15. I did not play it myself. But it is neat to see him in there, and to have that crossover, the same way they did with 13. Do you remember this letter, Espella? A letter? Yes. Carmina gave you this letter and instructed you to bring it to me. You followed his advice and brought it to me in my office. That letter, could I take a closer look at it? Yes, of course. I don't remember the letter. What was the letter? Can I pull up? No, I don't actually remember. How do I... I'm afraid to touch anything. I don't want to accidentally reset the game. In fact, I won't touch anything. I was going to try to pull up the save screen or item screen or whatever, but I did not actually configure the buttons for this emulator. So we're just going to click for now. And then I'm going to remember to save next time I get to a point where I can more easily click to get to the save. Cake Foxy, welcome back from your hour-long drive. We are still talking to people and doing puzzles. It should come as no shock. I do have a feeling that there was someone there next to me. Dots! An echo flashback. Espella, are you all right? I think I remember. I remember Carmina. Really? You're right, I do know him. I definitely know Carmina. Carmina was here in this town. In fact, he was in this very shop. In this shop, Espella? But according to the townsfolk, they've never even heard of him. We only asked one person. It was the guy right outside, though. Yes. Yes, that's right. What they say contradicts what I remember. That's why I'm finding it so difficult to trust my own memories. Yeah, I think it's... Because I was saying Carmine at first, but then I was like, oh wait, this is the Italian guy from the beginning, and his name is like Carmine Fettuccini or something. I think it's supposed to be pronounced 3 syllables, like Carmine. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's me, Carmine. Please, don't let that deter you. We'd be grateful to hear what you know. Accidenti. That's right, because he was in a car accident. That was the opening scene. Carmina accidente. What I want to ask Espella about is what she can recall. Sure. Do let us know what you can recall. According to my memory, Carmina was working here in this bakery. Huh? But there are already 2 workers in the shop, right? Mr. Wright and Maya. Those 2 have also been working here, making bread for some time now. Or at least, I'm quite sure that must be the case. Mrs. Eclair and anyone else around here would soon tell you so. That's why I put no faith in my memory. This difference in perception is certainly intriguing. Of the Carmine? Yeah, maybe. At least it's the cat, not the monstrosity that is the Chocobo Camel hybrid from the... What? I heard nothing about an Assassin's Creed Origins and Final Fantasy XV crossover event. That sounds weird. Oh, okay. I was even more confused there, but yeah, okay, you meant to say car. But that they had a chocobo camel hybrid. Like a chocobo with humps or a camel with feathers and bird feet. The fact that Carmina worked here has me somewhat curious. Do you think all the townsfolk could just be pretending not to know? I mean, maybe Carmina really was here and they're acting like they don't remember. After all, he did mention in that letter that he wrote that he escaped from Labyrinthia. How about we go and ask a few people around the town? No, don't do it. I don't think that's a good idea. As you are no doubt aware by now, a single word out of place can be enough to bring in the knights against us. Not only that, but I really cannot believe that Mrs. Eclair would pretend not to know him. She's always so straight with people. She's never two-faced. I see. Perhaps, Luke, we should be grateful. We should be thankful that she took care of him. You were fine until you saw the legs. I do have to see this. No. Is that real? Okay, I guess it's supposed to be a camel that's just wearing a helmet that makes it look like a... Okay, yeah, it's just like barding for a camel that makes it look like a chocobo, I guess. But still. Yes, you're right, of course, Professor. By the way, in that letter, Carmina claimed that this town held a mysterious secret. He implied that he wanted me to solve Labyrinthia's mystery. Do you have any idea what that mystery could be? Labyrinthia's mystery? I'm sorry, but I've never even suspected that this town holds any secrets. Then what might it have been that Carmina was investigating? What was Carmina investigating? Ah! I think I might know what it could be. One time, Carmina asked me this. Why is it that whatever is written by the storyteller in the White Chronicle always becomes fact? If that puzzle can be solved, then we will unravel the mystery of Labyrinthia, he said. So Carmina didn't believe that what's written must always come true either. Well, I'm not sure, but what? It's only natural that what's written in that book must come true, and it's hard for me to believe that both you and Carmina could doubt this. Well, speaking for myself, I just can't believe it so easily. Nevertheless, to the people of Labyrinthia, it appears to be a matter of common sense, which is why those knights treated us with such suspicion. That's true, but are you saying that in your London, there is no story? Well, there are certainly none that come true as the perfect chronology does. In the world as we know it, such a notion is inconceivable. As I suspected, you two must be witches! No. Carmina is from the same London as you two. Well, that shouldn't have been too hard to figure out. That wasn't a puzzle. So I suppose it makes perfect sense that you should all think in that way. Incidentally, what action did Carmina take after he came to suspect the story? Serp with the quay. Well, Carmina also often visited the Great Archive. The Great Archive? Second floor basement of the Great Archive. Yes, that's where all the volumes of the story are kept. You mean to say all previous volumes, too? Yes, every volume of the story so far, all of them. I see. In other words, he wanted to confirm the authenticity of the story. But Professor, surely he wouldn't be in trouble with the witches just for looking at some books. As I recall, in the letter he sent to me, he wrote, I realized the town held a mysterious secret, and decided to get to the bottom of it. But before I could, they found me. I believe that was it. Which probably means that it wasn't just ordinary books that he was investigating. It's quite likely that the books had something to do with the witches. If he's from London, well, he's from London, but he has an Italian... Didn't he have an Italian accent? Maybe. Did we hear him speak? I think we did. I choose to believe that he had an Italian accent and an Italian name. Is Carmine a boy's name in London? In England? In London, England? If I asked the Queen of London, England, what would she tell me? So you mean Carmina came close to unraveling Labyrinthia's mystery? And therefore became the witch's target, is what you are suggesting? I believe that would be highly probable. But why did the witches... Espella, have there been other stories involving witches before this? Yes. There have been many stories about them. All of these stories are also being kept in the Great Archive. Stories about the witches are no doubt a source of considerable fear for the townsfolk. So why is it deemed necessary to keep such stories in the Great Archive? They are an important source of information for the Inquisition. Their prime objective is to capture witches and protect the people of the town. So you're saying that in order to fight the witches, it is essential to read about them and learn their ways? Yes, that's right. Stories involving the witches are under the authority of the Order of Knights, and the Order of Knights was established to protect the town of Labyrinthia. The Storyteller, the Order of Knights, and the Inquisition, they are the ones who govern this town. The entire fate of Labyrinthia is decided by the Creator, otherwise known as the Storyteller. That personage is the weaver of all life in Labyrinthia, including the current horrifying story involving the actions of a witch. It then falls to the Order of Knights to protect the townsfolk from such events. The Knights not only protect the people, but also act as the Storyteller's guard. And finally, the Inquisition is responsible for trying the witches in the witches' court. Court, you say? But if the Inquisition is the prosecutor, then who is the defendant? That is the manner in which this town is managed and order is maintained. Undoubtedly, it was the Order of Knights keeping the peace during the parade we saw. That's right, the Storyteller holds those parades from time to time. He gives the townsfolk the story that will determine their fate from that time onwards. The story this time involved a witch and explains why the knights were on such a high alert. I wonder what spells will be used this time. If only we could check in that book. Just a moment, Espello. What was it you just said? Do you mean to say that there is a book about magic? Yes, there is, in the Great Archive. It describes all of the spells that provide the witches with their wicked power. It is a special book used by the Knights of the Inquisition to aid them in their investigations. That's it. That must have been what Carmina was so interested in. He was investigating the witch's power. Of course, it's possible he came upon a secret he shouldn't have known. And that's why the witches attacked him? Indeed, Luke, that may well be the reason. The story, so respected by the people, and the witches whom they fear, there could be a certain secret connecting these two in some way. Fade to black. Thank you, Espella. It seems we now know where to begin with our investigation. So you'll be visiting the Great Archive? Yes, indeed. The book about magic that resides there may well provide a valuable clue toward unraveling the mystery of Labyrinthia. We'd better get going with our investigation straight away, right, Professor? Absolutely, Luke. We must solve this puzzle for Carmina's sake as well as for our own. Mr. Layton? Dots? Please take me along with you. Okay. I'm not sure that's wise, even though it is. It might put you in more than a little trouble. It is likely that Carmina's investigations are what led to him being pursued by witches. And if that's the case, the path we tread may well be fraught with danger. He says may well an awful lot. It's the must-needs of this game. Even so, I really would like to help you. Talking with you both like this, I too have come to believe that there must be a secret to this town. I want to help you find the truth. Well, Isabella, I suppose that settles it. From here on in, let's all do our very best to solve this mystery together. Yes, together. I'm the professor's apprentice, so if there's anything you need to know, just ask. Thank you, Luke. I'll be sure to do that. Well then, without any further ado, let's follow in Carmina's footsteps and visit the Great Archive. I'm quite certain that's where the clues are waiting to be found. Yes, let's go. Ow. Not you, Eve. Bad kitty. You have to stay here. Bad kitty. Don't eat that. My pendant. I almost forgot it. That's a lovely pendant, Isabella. Don't worry, it's not plot relevant. Right, sorry to have kept you. Shall we leave for the Great Archive now? Oh, Isabella, are you off out somewhere? Are you off out somewhere? Okay. Yes, I'm taking Mr. Layton and Luke to see the Great Archive. Is that so? Well, you might want to hurry. It looks like it might rain at any time. Ah, yes, that reminds me. Could you get me something while you're out? Just on your way back would be fine. Yes, of course. What can I get for you? Some goat's milk for Mary. I forgot to get some when I was at the market. Okay, I'll drop around to Mary's farm on the way back. Would you? There's a milk bucket ready round the back. Yes, but it's exactly what I was thinking. Get the little person has joined your party fanfare. Milk, you say? Naturally, our bakery uses only the finest goat's milk for our milk loaf? Milk loaf. So Flushing was delicious, I will take your word for it. Not gonna eat it. Sounds great. Sounds great, he lied. Can I get more puzzles from you guys? Oops. Or, no, probably not. Unless, does it, nope. Hidden puzzle, no hidden puzzles. Hit me. Looks like the knights have given up searching for us. Thank goodness. Yes, it seems you're right, Luke. From the look of things, we should be safe to explore a little more before making our way to the Great Archive. Here we are. This is the Great Archive. Wow! It looked impressive even from a distance, but now we're here up close. It's huge. Just looking up at it makes my neck ache. It must have taken considerable time and manpower to erect a building of this size. Yes, it did. This building has become something of a symbol for the town. Huh? Hey, look at that roof over there. Is it a puzzle? It is a puzzle. Looks like it's suffered considerable fire damage at some point. Was there a major fire or something? Ah, that was... I've been listening for a while, and I must say, you two really are strange. Oh, it's you. That roof has been like that for some time. It's certainly nothing new. Really? If it's all right with you, could you tell us a little about it? You two never cease to amaze me with your incredible lack of knowledge. Well, I guess it couldn't hurt to tell you. That damage is from the legendary fire. The legendary fire? Yes. Long, long ago, there was a huge fire that engulfed almost this entire town. The damage there occurred at that time. You can see other traces of the fire around the town, too, here and there. The entire town was engulfed in a huge fire. I was waiting. I'm like, Serpent is gonna Hono yell. I'm gonna let him have it. Hono yo! Densetsu no Hono yo! All the townsfolk know about it. You're probably the only ones who don't. Thank you for filling us in. That certainly cleared up a few things. No problem. It so happens I had nothing better to do. It wasn't such a bad way to kill the time. Anyway, I'll see you around. To think that even a building of this size could be affected by fire. The fire that spread throughout the town really must have been legendary. You're certainly right about that, Luke. Dots. Dots? Espella, is something the matter? Oh, no, nothing at all. Shall we make our way inside? Dots? There was a puzzle. It just won't do. It's completely unacceptable. What's unacceptable? There's no one in the world more splendid than Inquisitor Barnum. And yet every time it's that woman who gets to sing alongside the storyteller. It's so unfair. You mean the woman who is distributing the story to the crowd, is that right? To be honest, I found her a little scary. I'm sure it's all some plan of hers. I just feel sorry for my poor Zackums. Okay, alright. Enough of the W's. Enough of the W's! 20% of that last sentence was W's. And then she flew away. Navigate Luke through the clouds and help him find the professor. Jumping into holes in the clouds will drop Luke... Okay. It's gonna be really annoying to do without a, if I have to control it like this. Especially because when I go to click down, I'm gonna hit restart by accident. Is that the same one I already dropped down? It is, isn't it? What's the link? Yes. Links are fine. In fact, I'm so sure that I'm going to mess it up that hang on. Let's pause. Controls. Directional pad. Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. You can I? Okay, there we go. Trying to redo the controls and it would not allow you to bind a key that was already bound to something else. All right, so what if I want L on R and A and B and X and Y and start? Select. That should be plenty. Super Neptunia RPG delayed again. That's no good. Alright. Now this is going to be easy. First try. And just like that, we reach the goal. Probably, right? Not at all. Just kidding. We did reach the goal.
This is my answer. As you'd expect.
Spring 2019, and was just now that we're at the end of spring. Well, we're almost at the end of spring. It feels like we're almost at the end of spring. Let's change to summer. Amazing. Never say that again. Not to my face. Professor, I don't think she's coming back. We can only hope that she manages to reach the man she's after. So that was like an extra puzzle that I would have missed if I... Uh-oh. Not good. What shall I do? What's the matter? You have an owl on your head. Is there something troubling you, madam? Is it the owl? Oh, yes, something certainly is. Troubling me, I mean. Today's scary story. It's just so frightening. I may be afraid, but I have to do it. I have to finish my delivery. See this? A whole satchel full of letters. A letter fest. A letter festival. And I have to deliver them all. And it's not a puzzle? There really is a lot of letters. If you'd like, I could help by delivering a few of them for you. Okay. Oh, Isabella. No. It's all right. After all, it's my job. And anyway, you look busy right now yourself. Well, a little, but we should always help each other out in times of need. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I've got it covered. This is my angry face. This is my I've got it covered face. It's very angry. Right, I'm off. I can do this. I can deliver them all. The letters, I mean. Nothing can stop the Labyrinthia courier. Ah, she's gone. She really was in a hurry, wasn't she? Is she really alright? She seems a bit flustered. I think she's just very, very busy. Come on, let's head to the Great Archive. Dots. So... I might have mentioned before, but hopefully... yeah, Dove... Okay, Dove keeps a dove on her head. I guess this person keeps an owl insignia on their head. And I was just about to say that, Cake Foxy. In the previous Layton games, there was a witch's hut, or so, I think, actually, ironically. Or maybe it was just an old crone. But there was someone who had a house that you could go to, and they would just go, yeah, from previous chapters, here are all the puzzles that you just didn't do or didn't find so that you can redo them. I'm sure something like that probably shows up here. Wow, there are books crammed in here from floor to ceiling. Truly remarkable. Are all of these books stories? Yes, they are, all of them. It said that these were all written by the storyteller. All of these books? But there are so many. Excuse me, beg your pardon, look out. Gangway. I got him. Don't worry. Piece of cake. Told you. No problem. You don't got 'em. I know someone who hasn't got 'em when I see 'em, and you don't got 'em, sir. You're gonna drop those. Sorry to startle you folk. I didn't think there was anyone here. That's all right. It's lucky you didn't drop any books. I don't think I've ever seen someone carry so many books at once. Aren't they heavy? I love books, so I feel like a mother carrying her baby. Will you still feel that way when you drop your books? 'Cause you're going to. If you love books too, why not carry a few with me? I do love books, but I don't think I could carry that many. You obviously don't understand the true enjoyment of books. Anyone who understands the true enjoyment of books is capable of carrying an infinite number of them. Because they carry them in your heart, I guess. Embracing books, the smell of books, listening to the sound of pages turning, gazing up at books piled high, being surrounded by books and playing with them. That's how to enjoy books. They don't go in your pants. Not sure I totally agree. Luke does like to put books in his pants. I see how it is. Dewey? That voice. That's Espella, isn't it? Uh-oh. Here we go again. Please, remain calm. You wouldn't want to drop those books. Just leave it to me. See? All under control. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that. Yeah, duh. Dewey Decimal System. Dewey, we've come here to find a book about magic. Shh! That was supposed to be a secret. You're the worst. Why did I bring you? You're out of the party. Vote kick. Magic? I should have known. That is, never mind. Dots? I'm gonna give you the dots. Well, if it's magic you're interested in, might I suggest the Grand Grimoire? Straight to that one, huh? We'd like to borrow that book, if we may. Well, you'll need Miss Mystere's permission. Are you sure you want to borrow it? Absolutely. We're very interested in magic. Friends of Espella's interested in magic? So these two must also be. Uh-oh. Whoops. I'm losing them. I'm losing them like a mother loses her baby. Uh-oh. Silence. Can we just, yeah, actually, yeah. The resemblance is uncanny. Wonderful. It's so funny that I had that picture ready because that was the chat cover during Final Fantasy Day this week. Yeah, I did get that. So where I am in Chapter 5 is like just after that part, just after they have their fight. And then he talks to her in the garden afterwards. I kind of want to rewatch that last part too. It was so good. Making references to Umineku. No, I still did it wrong. I took a breath and then it was still wrong. Umineko Naku no Koro ni. That's probably not even it. I got all of it wrong. It's a visual novel. The Great Archive was founded for those in the noble pursuit of knowledge. I must ask you to be a little quieter, please. Dewey, as a budding librarian, I would have thought that you would have known better. I'm sorry, Miss Mystere, but these people say they want to borrow the Grand Grimoire. Did you say the Grand Grimoire? Espella, not a witch. I mean, Espella Cantabella. You, of all people, must know the significance of the Grand Grimoire. It is an important piece of literature which can only be viewed by persons who have solved a puzzle. It's not like I can just give my permission to whoever asks for it, you know. Don't you mean whomever? Kind of librarian are you? I understand that, but this man... I'm sorry, but rules cannot be changed. The request is all mine. That book could prove indispensable for my investigations into magic. That scene is pretty much how I describe how zany and rad Umineko is. So these two characters are in free fall and logic sword fighting with blades made out of their arguments. That's completely accurate. But there's so much that happens in between before you get to something really, really awesome happening. And you are? Excuse me, but may I ask your name? I'm Herschel Layton. I'm investigating this town. You could say that I'm a traveler, so to speak. A traveler? I'm afraid I have never come across such a profession. Well, I suppose we can return to that later. My name is Riddell Mysteer. I am a librarian as well as curator of the Great Archive, and I am therefore responsible for all pieces of work here, including the Grand Grimoire. I'm afraid that no matter what your profession or who you are, it is beyond my authority to lend you the Grand Grimoire. It is simply against the rules. The rules? Can't you make an exception for us? Obviously I can't. I just said that. I just said that I can't make an exception. Luke, please, leave this to me. I can understand that you are unable to show this book to just anyone. However, as you yourself just said a moment ago, the Great Archive was founded for those in noble pursuit of knowledge, and I am currently very much in the pursuit of knowledge regarding magic. Perhaps you would consider letting me at least peruse the Grand Grimoire. Only learned persons of significant status, and in particular inquisitors, are permitted to refer to the Grand Grimoire. Inquisitors? Those who administer justice in this town, Knights of Wisdom as they are known. Yeah. They did like a, not a second season, did they remake it? Or something? I only know that Kino no Tabi from like a while ago. When was it? Like 2004 or something, right? It's pretty old. It's very good, Serp. I like it. Or at least I like what I saw of it. Only somebody with equal status to that of an Inquisitor or someone with the same level of wisdom would qualify. You would have to prove your wisdom with a puzzle. Very well. Let's see what you make of a trial. This trial has been used in the past to test the ability of aspiring Inquisitors. If you are able to clear this trial, then I will acknowledge your wisdom matches that of an Inquisitor. If you can achieve this, then as curator of the Great Archive, I will lend you that book. Splendid, then by all means do begin. You certainly have some confidence. Let's see if you can live up to that. The trial is to prove that witches do not exist. It will take approximately 130 hours. Do you think you can pass this trial, which so many hopefuls have stumbled? See what you can do with this! Easy. Lost in time. 20 picarettes. This isn't even worth my time. I could put Twitch Plays Professor Layton on and they could solve this in no time. Make your way through the maze of strange clocks into the goal. You can only move in the direction of the clock hands. With each step you take, the clock hands will rotate. That's actually a pretty cool puzzle. Now, do I want to go left, right, or do I want to go probably... Good.
Allow me to show you.
Only an Inquisitor could solve that puzzle? You serious?
That was indeed an intriguing.
You pulling my leg? You've proven that time truly doesn't stop for anyone. Even though, clearly, time did not pass unless I was ready for it to pass. So, the opposite of what you just said. Puzzle solution screen. Dots! How can this be? That hardly seemed a challenge for you. Is your name Hitan Style? Who are you, and how did you do that so effortlessly? More importantly than who I am, there is one thing of which I am certain, and that is that every puzzle has an answer. So, do I qualify? Not so fast. Do you really believe that my permission can be obtained as easily as that? I take a potato chip and separate the wheat from the chaff. Now for the real trial. Even a man of your caliber should find this challenging. This trial will have your eyes rolling and your head spinning. Holding on to my hat. I got it ahead of time. I've never seen you get this excited. Silence! Be quiet, Dewey. Sorry. I assume it's safe to predict that this will not be quite so simple. Ahem. This will put an end to that overconfidence. Prepare to lose your mind in this mind-bending puzzle. It's just a puzzle. I'm not gonna go crazy. There aren't even any snake birds in it. This is easy. Make your way through the clocks on the clock hand, rotate it 3 times the speed of regular clocks. Okay. Before I forget, I must warn you, you no longer have the luxury of undoing a move. One teeny tiny miscalculation, it's game over. She used the red. She used the red to block my undo button. Wait, but I can just... There's still a restart. Alright. Well, I have to go this way. I'm probably gonna want, like, I'm not dumb. It's a puzzle, so... Oh, well, now I can't go down. I'm stuck going this way and this way. And then I have to go there, and then there. Ah. Ah. No good. Oh, it was close. There we go. Huzzah!
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills.
That was indeed an intriguing puzzle.
Well, the purple 612, it would still rotate, you know. It would still wind up alternating just like the other ones. Useful for, sometimes, like, there was one point in there where I had to burn a turn. Just go, like, back to the previous one and then back again in order to burn a turn of the white ones. You made it! The last minute change to the rules of this maze was clearly not enough to catch you out. Correct. Toast it. My mind-bending puzzle. You didn't lose your mind. On the contrary, you found the solution. Can I select L, R? Not R. Don't look! Don't look at me! Can I? How do I? How do I? How does one? How do I get to the save screen? Home? Maybe you can't save from conversation. Oh, I'll have to wait until we get to a moving around part to save and end the stream. There, that's better. I apologize. For a moment there, I lost my composure. But to see my trial cleared like that. It seems I underestimated you, sir. It was a fascinating puzzle. No more than I'd expect. No more? You mean no less? Don't be insulting. No more than I'd expect from the curator of the Great Archive. I find your confidence rather disconcerting. I hope someday to have the pleasure of showing you a puzzle that will make those little round eyes of yours spin in your head. By the way, why are you not drawn with the same art style as everyone else in our world? But nevertheless, a promise is a promise. I hereby grant you your permission. Gonna have to... Well, I do. I can't... There's icons that show up down here when we're out of conversation. Like when we're down to look around, move around. And I can't figure out if there's a way to just say, like, no, I want the save screen right now. Right now. The special viewing room containing the Grand Grimoire is located on the first floor. As I'm sure you are already aware, that book is of unparalleled importance. By no means may it be treated with anything but the utmost care. Of course, Miss Mystere. Thank you for granting me permission. Well then, shall we proceed to the special viewing room? I shall have to accompany you, since the room is locked. A locked room? A locked room mystery? You did it, Professor. You cleared both trials in one fell swoop. That was amazing, Mr. Layton. It's well known that Miss Mystere is an avid collector of puzzles. And I've heard that the puzzles she presents are always very difficult to solve. No, it wasn't. I see. So there are collectors of puzzles in this place, too. Huh? What do you mean? Oh, nothing important. Right then, no use in waiting around. Let's go and take a look at the Grand Grimoire. Right you are, Professor. Okay, from here I get the menu. So we may save. Saved. Lovely. Excuse me. Thank you everybody for hanging out. We will be doing more of this next week. Instead of Tuesday and Thursday, I'm actually going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. So still 2 days of Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright next week, but it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday instead of Tuesday, Thursday. And Saturday, look forward to Baba Is You. I would like to say that I'm flying through that game, but those are actual difficult puzzles, not like this. And then Sunday, I guess what I've been doing is swapping. It's a pain. In fact, do I have a way of setting up both computers somehow? I don't think I do. I guess I'm going to be swapping in my old computer whenever I want to play Final Fantasy XIV, but that's what we're going to do because I can't stand to not do mentor roulettes on Sunday anymore. So we're going to, until I can get that driver problem resolved, I will resort to swapping my old computer in to play Final Fantasy XIV. So that's going to be Sunday, and we will for sure get 20 mentor roulettes this time because no more crashes. Isn't that wonderful?